You are literally just telling the heroes they're picking those heroes right after it. I'm about to praise you, and I'm waiting for maybe you to praise yourself. Oh, I was right. But Kips, I was like, yeah, she must not be looking at the draft because she got it right. XERXIA are going to be going for a Primal Beast, and the Dark Willow will be picked up once again for Bombi. Very nice in the previous game with the Shadow Demon. Once there's a shard on the Dark Willow, even if you stop the Cursed Crown, the Brambles are still going to be there. So I like it. I like it quite a lot here coming out from XERXIA, the way that they're drafting.
And they are so comfortable with the Dark Willow. They use those roots really well. Although I do not particularly like putting the Dark Willow in versus the Shadow Demon again. He's going to get one hell of a lot of uses out of that cleanse.
True. That is actually very true. So shard on the Shadow Demon, you think minute 15 instant?
Yeah.
Okay, that does make sense. His Aghanim Scepter is still 3 charges, if am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe for the viewers that don't know, with the shard, Shadow Demon, you get new ability, Demonic Cleanse. Every half a second, it purges one of your heroes, and once it expires, it heals. So it's pretty much the opposite from the Demonic Purge. TA will be coming out. That's another hero that is gonna have a purge at some point in her game. Once you get level 20, you are gonna be able to remove some of the things, though the Bramble Maze is still very annoying in terms of destroying your refraction charges. We've already seen a TA today. Was it successful? I can't really remember.
I do think so. That was a TA into Lina, wasn't it?
True, and it was Talon last game of the series. Yeah, okay. So today
looked really good.
It won. Okay.
Yes. Now, I am concerned here, though, about the Templar Assassin pick because the Primal Beast actually destroys you in lane. Like, you don't have any use out of your refraction charges. The trample just burns them all right off. You do not have the range or the damage to actually trade into him. He's an absolute monster. And the thing is that the Primal Beast can go both mid or off lane, and the TA can go both mid or safe lane. And you can, if you're XERXIA, you can just decide, all right, Primal is in the lane where the TA is, and she's going to have to dodge it.
That is true. I mean, though I wouldn't want to see a Batrider laning against the Faceless Void. Actually, when I look at it, Faceless Void and the Time Dilation is like a godly spell this game. Look at these spammers on the side of Fnatic. They hate it. And also Time Dilation deals damage, which means that refraction charges are going to be taken away. This is a beastly Faceless Void game. Even if he doesn't have any damage in the Chrono currently, it's going to be a big problem for Fnatic to deal with.
Absolutely agree. Like, the more I look at it, the more I like this XERXIA draft, and that has been one of their big strengths, right?
Yep.
And they're doing it to us again. Fnatic only has one pick, and it is the last pick to save this, to tie it all together. But that's going to be a tough job because this is, for both of the cores that I see on XERXIA right now, is a phenomenal game. And the only really strong pick that I've seen from Fnatic is, of course, that Shadow Demon.
So they are banning out the safe laners on XERXIA. So they're expecting this to be a mid lane TA. So they want this bad to come to the Faceless Void, or they're hoping, or they know something that we don't. But Armel, he can play a good TA. True, same is true for Gabby as well. XERXIA, what do you want? What kind of lockdown damage in the Chrono? Where are you taking this?
Yep, it's absolutely going to have to be damage into Chrono, but I don't know, the things that I'd like to see in a game like this, for example, the Queen of Pain have already been taken out. That would have been pretty nice. And it's definitely got to be magic damage, right? You've got enough physical as it is.
They pick up an Ember. So they are not afraid of an Ember versus the Bat matchup. They're not afraid of the TA versus the Ember matchup. Though now I would literally send the TA to the mid lane. Then the Ember, if you don't start off with some Ring of Protections, the TA will crush you. You just go melt first and the Ember is in a world of hurt.
Absolutely, and I feel like XERXIA they had such good lane matchups, possibly, but they took the flexibility out of their own lineup with that last pick, and now Fnatic can just put them all down where they want them. TA in mid, sure, the Bat will be up versus the Faceless Void. It's not going to be the most comfortable, but now you also know what you're going to be laning versus the Primal Beast. I mean, it should be the Batrider, right? But then how does this Enigma fit in? Help?
Offlane Enigma, Bat, carry TA. I mean, it's... We hoped for a mid TA, but we don't get it here, Kips. So our hopes are going to be going down the drain. Last pick, Enigma. Talk to me about this one. There are ways to cancel it out. The Overgrowth now cancels channeling. The Chronosphere cancels it as well. Is this a good last pick?
Treant Protectors as counters for Enigma haven't always worked that well. And I do really enjoy the extra pushing power added into this lineup, because man, would I have had a hard time chewing through the Treant Protector, taking up protection of all these towers before this Enigma comes out. But I'm not sure if this is good enough. Like, there is a threat and you're going to be able to possibly catch 1 or 2 heroes at the same time in that chrono, but there's no way you're going to get the entirety of XERXIA. I'm hoping that this Enigma is going to mostly be building team fight items and enable this team to play together early. They're going to have to trust in Januel to be the save versus the catch of the Primal Beast, the catch of the Faceless Void, and play this one together, please. If you don't play this together, you're going to get absolutely picked apart.
The Shadow Demon is actually a really good hero against the Primal Beast. You disrupt him, you save your guys. You disrupt your guys, you save your guys. It doesn't matter. It's always quite nice. So I like it in that regard. I've seen different opinions from different people regarding the matchup of the Ember versus the Bat in the mid lane. And I've also seen different outcomes. From your side, what would you have rather in the mid lane when it's a Ember versus the Bat matchup? Who do you prefer?
I like the Bat. In this game, a little less though, because you're going to be stacking and taking Ancients that really your TA would want to be in. So this game, not as much, but if you play a Bat, I like to see the mid Bat the most. I do think the Ember has to be very careful there, up until a level 6 at least, and you run the risk of dying on that Ember, whereas the Bat really should not be at any risk at all.
So we're Kips, we're here. We're gonna show that we are not timid. So both you and me are gonna be giving off our predictions for this one, and I have to say I'm gonna go with XERXIA. I'm loving the Faceless Void. I think the time dilation is just that good of a spell. You have so many ways to deal with Fnatic, and I've seen Embers do well against the Bat. I think if that happens here for XERXIA, that they have it in the bag.
Absolutely. I'm worried about this TA being able to actually carry the game late game for Fnatic, which is something that, especially in game 1, they really leaned on, right? And when they did not have the carry matchup advantage, they did not do nearly as well. I too will be throwing my lot in with XERXIA. No conflict here out of the storyline, but of course, if Fnatic win, it proves both wrong.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Bombi, he is dead, so that's not a good start for our prediction. So, are we gonna backpedal? No, we're not, because we are gonna stay with what we already said. No flip-flopping here. Karma, he wants to be there to get the experience when the range creep does die, and that is exactly what's gonna happen. KP says though, I'm not gonna take the life of the range creep, but the melee one, and for that, Karma is not gonna be getting experience.
Will be hopefully getting, that first range creep here though, so he's happy, immediately taunting around.
Dancing.
That's what you get for that decision.
Dancing around. Bombi is being smacked down by Jonuel and his own illusions. You need to beat yourself, Bombi, if you want to win. You like this hat from the Dark Willow that has a nice black cat? It
is phenomenal. Like, I don't think anybody can ever make a better hat piece for this hero already. It is fantastic.
Really is. It proves once again she's not really a fairy, she's a witch. That's gonna be banished. And Bombi is stuck. Bombi's actually stuck. Is this a dead Dark Willow? It is a very dead Dark Willow.
Yeah, at least I guess she's going to have her TP scroll back relatively soon after she respawns, but that's not the start you want. Because this matchup, sure, it's a win for the Primal Beast, like easily if he gets to have a 1v1, but now that Bombi has been removed from the equation, it is not.
That is definitely not gonna be Not gonna be easy. We already talked about the mid lane matchup. So far, they are gonna be equal to each other. We'll see what will be happening there. But the bottom lane, the Faceless Void versus the Enigma. Does the Enigma stop the farm of the Faceless Void, or is it just gonna be Karma having the freest lane in the world?
And you usually get a decently free lane versus an Enigma, but only for the amount of creeps that, of course, he allows you to get. Which is always going to be a little bit lessened, and that's pretty bad news, especially for Jaja, because this is not a hero on the Treant that can make use of the fact that the Faceless Void can usually stand in this lane alone, get more experience so that they don't have to share the diminished experience because of the Enigma denies. No, the Treant does not. They're not so good with motion, you know? So they are going to be suffering a bit from this Enigma, unless they get a couple of kills to make up for it, or if they get to clear out all of the Eidolons, which neither of these heroes really do.
We are probably going to be seeing one of those weird rotating Treant protectors to the mid lane. Jaja, though, yeah, not that good at movement at all. He's standing his ground, and for a tree, sometimes it seems normal, but he's just going to be cut down there. Fnatic, they get a third one for themselves, starting off the game with a 3-0 start.
Yep, and that's starting to feel very good for them indeed. Tiana also falling behind slightly on the top lane. Bombi seems to be able to control his urge of dying a little bit better now.
Yeah, the urge will stop. He's already died twice 3 minutes into the game. That is a lot, and he also misses the bramble. So those early deaths, it seems like they have phased him, so his hand is shaking there, so he's not going to be able to get the bramble maze onto the enemy heroes.
There's a cat on his head and it's distracting him.
It is true. But Bombi and Rupido, they try to go in, immediate disruption onto the Primal Beast, and that's gonna stop the aggression. The cooldown of disruption is long, but then again, so are the spells of the Primal Beast, so Rupido isn't gonna have all that much to play with here against Gabby. As if Januel is gonna be close, who does block the camp and continues to do quite well here in this lane.
Another disruption used here though from General, and Bombi needs to be keeping this pressure up, even if that risks him dying sometimes, because these tramples are exactly what Rupido needs to use in order to get the advantage over Gabby. Like, that is the spell that makes the difference. So Januel needs to be away, and or his mana pool needs to be empty.
There was a creep that just committed suicide into a tower. He wants to be a hero, but unlike a hero, he's not gonna be respawning after a couple of seconds. He's gonna be dead for good. So far, not a lot of action in the lanes here. Anything in particular that's gonna start breaking apart this laning phase?
Probably the big ults over on the bottom side. We could see a early rotation out from Rupido as well if you really want to, but again, this should be a winning matchup for him as soon as the supports leave the lane, so I kind of doubt it. Which means instead, Ember towards a Chrono / Bat Rider towards a Black Hole. This bottom lane is where the action is going to be once the level 6 is hit, I'm very sure.
And we'll see if that does happen. Gabby is going to be caught in the bramble, taking some damage, doesn't have the refractions, and he is going to be living either way. Another disruption there onto the Primal Beast. Rupido wants to get the kill, and that's going to be a big run-in, but it's not going to give him what he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, that is the option for Fnatic, of course. You know, this Bat Rider with a level 6, if he sees Rupido under a tower, he'd probably go for him instead.
We'll see if that does happen. Armel is still not level 6, but being able to push the Ember to the base once is going to give him a little bit of an edge, so he should get level 6 first.
Now look at that, walking tree on the rune.
Oh, yeah, very, very weird. It needed watering, and the Faceless Void just couldn't see that his branches were getting kind of, you know, dehydrated, so he's going to have to do it himself.
That means that the rune goes into the hands of JG. Ooh, that's an arcane as well. Ember's going to be very happy with that, and very happy that it's not in the hands of the bat.
Rupido, again, very unhappy that every single time they're preventing him from going in to Shadow Poison stacks on him, so he needs to be getting himself out if he doesn't want to go down. And both Gabby and Rupido in this lane, they are faced with a lot of potential to go down. Gabby this time around, it's not just gonna be the potential, it's gonna be death as well. XERXIA, they were persistent and they get it. And mid, what's happening there? Armel being dove. The tree has come over. He wants to burn them down, and he's gonna do exactly that. Yes, we wanted to have a nice fire there, and the fire will be made. Fnatic, they get themselves another kill.
Yeah, still not so good with motion. Oh, and another kill on top. Wow.
We had a bit of a
dangerous now for
ceasefire.
Gabby.
For how long? For 10 seconds. Does Jonuel go back to the top lane? I think he has to, right?
Yes, as soon as he's not on top anymore, Gabby has to leave the lane. It's really that easy. And of course, Gabby doesn't have that much trouble with farming jungle, but you're also with a Bat Rider who would really like to do that instead. Bottle refill for Armel. And they're hoping that Rupido is going to move forward into this TA trying to get the kill, but he is not out of position at all right now. I think he's a bit low.
Oh, they didn't see Armel. He's gonna get a Curse Crown on himself. Stun. Gonna be there onto Gabby as well, but no one really cares. It is gonna be a kill for Fnatic. So I guess this is the thing. Armel, he wanted a bottle refill, and they also needed help on the top lane. So why not just walk there and get it for yourself? This ward from XERXIA, it's nice, but it just didn't spot the bat.
No, and that's just a little bit of slowdown on Rupido. And a haste for the clockwork as... Yeah, that was about to happen sometimes.
Yep.
And here I thought that people would be rotating towards the black hole, but it is just KP on his own, bringing down the enemy carry. I guess we're going to see a TP with an attempt at using a chronosphere, but this bottom tower is now probably toast. KP just immediately gonna march in with the Eidolons.
Speaking about toast and fire in the mid lane, there's quite a lot of it. The TP from the Faceless Void gonna be a bit too late. Armel not gonna be diving like in the previous game, but actually he stays a little bit too long. He does use the sticks, or actually the magic ones should be enough. Not gonna be enough to keep him alive now. It's gonna be the clockwork coming over as well. DJ might be a bonus, but Karma has to be very careful. He just came back to the world of the living and going for DJ. JG doesn't have the mana, should be enough for the clockwork to live even against 3 heroes.
The Ember and the Void awkwardly last, hitting each other's creeps in the mid lane.
Who won?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the top lane, but who
I
got
think
the most?
Void.
Okay. Makes sense. He should have more damage, yeah.
He's going to be taking that lane now, and the Treant finally does not have to be a wandering tree any longer. Is going to be taking up position behind that tier 1 bot, though he has no points in living armor whatsoever, which is quite a rarity these days. Of course, all of the damage coming out from Fnatic at this moment magical, so you know, one point into the living armor.
He just got one, and they're rotating towards the bottom lane. They don't want to let the tower fall, and KP doesn't have the black hole. He does have the midnight pulse. They're trying to stop the pulverize. Will be able to do it. Primal Beast taking some damage, taking a lot of damage, and being taken down. JG, 3 remnants at the ready. He does have the chains, has the sleight of fist, gets out with the remnant, has to be very careful. Push back with the cogs. JG still low. You need to get out, my friend. Has the fairy fire and 7-1 charges, so should be okay. Uses both of them. JG still alive, but not for long. One more stick and Apon will seal the deal. That's gonna be a hit from the Shadow Realm, not even close enough with it being level 1, and the Enigma lives through all of that. XERXIA lose 2, and Fnatic in complete control of game number 3.
They lose 2 cores, and they're going to like barely hang on to this bottom tower here, but this is starting to get really worrisome. Like, I knew that the Shadow Demon was a good pick, but clearly I underestimated the impact, because right now Januel, wherever he shows up, he just makes the initiations from XERXIA impossible.
And that's even before his level 6. Demonic Purge is a big spell. An annoying spell for the Ember in particular, right? It might not purge off the Flame Guard because he doesn't have it, but if you get hit by that one, your remnants, they're crawling.
Yeah, I was so ready to dunk on you there, like, oh, it doesn't purge off the Flame Guard, what have you been smoking? But no, it can't purge anything off that's not there. You're completely correct.
What? It doesn't purge off the Flame Guard? What? It does purge
Exactly.
It does.
I know! That's what I was.
Okay, I don't know. I'm crazy. It seems like I don't know the English language too well here, Kips. I apologize for that one. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is that Fnatic are in a good spot. They're 3k gold ahead. Their 3 cores are topping the network chart. In XERXIA, they are gonna have to buy those Midases to come back into this game.
I mean, I guess at least one of them, but
Yep.
please not two. Nobody ever wins with 2 Midases. Nobody.
Really?
Or
Is
at least
that-
not a game. I mean, listen, if you win with 2 Midases, you would have also won with just 1 or even 0.
Okay, another round of Excalibur tweets there. Now Kips is gonna be taking over for that one, and then just writes it. After you write it, I see like 10 games in a row that double Midas wins. That would be very, very fun.
Yeah, it would be, and I'll be able to talk my way out of each and every one of those.
Of course, that's what we do well. We talk, and DJ, he might not do a lot of talking right now, but he's being brought down. Jaunuel in a bad position. He might join the fight. He has to disrupt himself. The Cursed Crown, is it gonna connect? No, he's gonna be dodging that one, so the stun is not gonna be there. But now Batrider is gonna be putting everything under his flames, and he wants the Dark Willow, but an Overgrowth will stop him. Let's see now the Terrorize. It does scare the Batrider. He doesn't know where to run because he's afraid, and he should. But Primal Beast comes in, starts smashing the ground. Juno is gonna be left here to live. You need to finish him off, and they'll be able to do it. Primal Beast still has the mech. He's baiting them in. Let's go. KP doesn't have the mana, but does have the Cardiac Grease. Will get smacked into the ground. He can still go for that black hole, but before it, the time will be stopped, and there is not gonna be a black hole coming out. Or KP wanted to say otherwise, but with the bashes, that's not gonna be happening. And now with the Bedlam, XERXIA are turning it around. Gabby is gonna be the next one to fall. He has been dusted and done with, and Armel will be next on the menu because he is all alone here. Seems like XERXIA, they've had enough of Fnatic's blood.
And it really takes all the way up until they actually take Januel out of the fight that they can start focusing anybody else down. If they don't disable exactly the heroes that they do in the chain that they do, they will still lose that fight. There is going to be a black hole coming for them. There is going to be a TA hitting into them with quite serious damage at this point in the game.
DJ needs to remove this eye patch from his clockwork because he just hookshotted onto the creeps. So he definitely needs both of his eyes.
I know, sometimes you close one eye in order to aim better, But that would just mean that he intended to hit the creeps, and I'm not sure in what scenario that would be appropriate.
Maybe we're just doing it wrong. Maybe, closing one eye to aim better isn't really all that good.
You gotta close 2 and pray.
That would be leave everything in the hands of God. And Armel, he might be meeting God fairly soon because he's all alone on the top lane. Okay, he gets himself into the trees and they will not follow.
Yep, and this tower here, like, he's doing everything he can in order to keep XERXIA off of it, and XERXIA in turn are very annoyed that they need to be spending 2 heroes here in order to finally deal with the fact that this Batrider just keeps on cutting their creep waves.
Yeah, Armel there, cosplaying a Treant Protector. Like, I can do it as well. In the end, not gonna be as good at defending as he is. Faces Void. We'll have another jump in 3 seconds. Actually, does get himself far enough away so that the flame break doesn't get him closer. And that is gonna be a Faceless Void surviving. And he is giving a warning to the bat. You're going to have a bad time. And Armel, he's definitely gonna be scared because of that one.
Yep, he is. And I wonder if the fact that Armel's now taking up this triangle means that Gabby might get aggressed upon here in his own jungle. For now, XERXIA seem to be taking it fairly easy, though. Not actually chasing after him as hard. They're chasing after KP on bot instead.
DJ, he's gonna be the one who takes the hate, but it's not that big of a deal. He does defend the life.
And on
of the
top,
enemy.
Gabby.
That's gonna be a big one. We talked about it. You talked about it. Gabby, you need to get yourself out. Help is coming. They need help right now. The lasso will be used onto the Ember. He doesn't need help. He's all fine. At least that's what he's gonna be telling himself. But realistically, it is his teammates that save his life and get 2 kills in return.
Absolutely, a little over eager. They're overestimating their damage onto the Ember Spirit. Like Treant Ember, as much as you have like the good chain disable there, the amount of damage that you actually put into the TA is negligible, especially because of course you do not have the levels in the Flame Guard.
Yeah, only 2 levels there. At least it's not gonna be level 4 Flame Guard being purged off. But Deso is done for the TA. Trap into the pit. Karma, thinking about going for DJ, isn't gonna be doing it. Is Fnatic gonna walk into the pit? Do they have the strength to do so?
It's gonna be pretty rough. I mean, you have great pick-off potential with the Clockwork Batrider. I really think that you go for a kill first before you do that. Alternatively, you could also find ways to bring down the mid tower first to take away that TP point for the enemy. Because either of like both of those conditions, playing 5 versus 5 versus a Chronosphere in the pit, that's ill-advised.
Oh, Enigma turns around, Midnight Pulse, goes for the ulti, but the Terrorize will be there just in time, or was it in time? You have to get out, JG, if you want to live. The Sleight of Fist does keep alive. KP can remove the Curse Crown easily. There it is, the Guardian Greaves come into play. In the end, it is going to be a black hole for nothing.
Very good dodge. Oh, and between the Mango and the Greaves over from Rupido, JG is immediately ready to fight again. And they're moving over towards this middle tower where right now Gabby is also gearing up to fight. Look at DJ waiting in the wings here.
Oh, they're gonna go in. There's the Chrono. Where's the save? No one has it. They're coming in. The TA isn't moving, and she will not move an inch before she goes down. DJ does have the shard, but he's gonna be caught by the roots. Kind of weird considering he was up in the air. But Jaja, those roots will follow the Clockwork. They will catch on him, and that's gonna be a nice fight for XERXIA and potentially a tower as well.
Absolutely, and that is going to make the imminent threat of that TA taking the Roche definitely a lot lower, as they got the Enigma here as well.
No Guardian Greaves, he's gonna be saved by the disruption, and here comes the slow onto the Primal Beast. He can't move all that much, but Armel, he can't move either with the Sleight of Fist chains connecting on him. He's taking a lot of damage. Bedlam, not gonna be enough, but the Ember still wants to go forward. He has the DD, almost finishes off the Bat, not gonna be enough. Another Sleight of Fist could kill the Bat. He does have the bottle charges there keeping him alive, and it is gonna be the Ember succumbing to his wounds. Primal Beast inside of the cogs, nowhere to go. It is gonna be the Clockwork getting out of that one, and Rupido just throwing a tantrum inside of the cogs. No one cares. He does no damage, and Fnatic get a nice return.
Over eager there from XERXIA without having any more remnants on his Ember Spirit. I mean, I understand though, he has double damage with max Sleight of Fist. Like that is Ember playtime normally, but they dodge him out really well. And after that, his team just does not have enough to actually save him once he's in. Like, you have some armor from the Treant, and that's literally it.
And straight into the pit. The fight, it was over. Fnatic won it. They didn't want to chase on the Faceless Void, but there is a static target on the map that is going to be giving them so much more. A second life on Gabby.
Exactly, and heroes have the awkward tendency to respawn and to come back, and towers don't do such a thing. That would be pretty lame, wouldn't it, if buildings just came back?
Demonic Cleanse does have the same sound as the Demonic Purge, so we're gonna have to be keeping our eyes on that one. But there is a shard on the Shadow Demon, as you said. We're gonna be seeing it super early, and he's going for an Axe. Actually, he needs like 2.5 more components to finish it off. This is a very farmed Shadow Demon.
In general, doing really well for himself. I mean, it is such a beautiful game for the SD as well, right? He literally does not have to do anything else and sit back, wait until people get aggressive spawn, throw the disruption, and reap the rewards.
KP needs to be careful. Rupido is coming for him. Pulverize at ready. He's looking towards Jonuel, who does disrupt himself, but he has maybe put himself in a very bad situation. Not maybe, certainly. There's gonna be a mace to the face, and in the end, Jonuel will fall.
Yeah, maybe he didn't sit back far enough at that moment in time.
Case Clockwork flying up into the air, TPing as he does it. JG cannot finish the job. JG is going for a Lincoln Sphere rather than a BKB. Like it? Hate it? How do you feel about it?
It always feels so greedy, doesn't it? But I do agree with him that the biggest threat to him this game is the lasso, and it will be really handy to have that item to put onto your Faceless Void as well. But on the other hand, there's a lot more that's just going, like, they can definitely chain stun you in this game, even without being able to actually target you directly.
Oh, smoke
rough.
will be used by Fnatic. They don't have any blink daggers, so their initiation isn't easy. But Gabby, I guess he has a blink, so he's the one baiting in the bottom lane.
Well, really, the only reason you'd want to risk that is because he also has the Aegis in his pocket.
See, hookshot will get
Hookshot.
used. And Ember Spirit Black Hole, that's a very dead Ember.
It is, yeah, and I guess a demonstration of why he'd really rather have the Lincoln Sphere, because BKB wouldn't have done anything for him there either. Rapido just so slow.
He was helpless there. Literally, you could see how helpless he was to do anything. And they're not even done. They're looking towards Jaja. They found him. Armel wants to go for this one. He is gonna have the lasso, and there it is. The Treant has been caught, and that's gonna be another one for XERXIA that dies. The Void is TPing in. He wants to change this. He wants to get a kill for his team, at least one, and DJ will be happy to oblige. Is that gonna be the only one though? Armel inside of the chrono didn't pop the BKB. There's gonna be a terrorize, and with a couple of bashes, the damage should be sufficient. He doesn't have the sticks. He doesn't have enough to live. He'll be going down. Fnatic went too deep. Jonuel protects himself, and the traps will be protecting him as well. Faces Void, jumps in, jumps out, does have the shard. Here's the Ember, back to the world of the living. Where's your black hole now? And he wants to show darkness to his enemies right now. Jonuel with a couple of bashes is gonna be dying as well. TA might be next. The Curse Crown will be there. Silence onto the Dark Willow. Bumpy is dying. No, he's gonna be fine there. Saved, and the TA all alone. How do you get out of this one? He does have the blink. Are you able to get out of that one? No, the Ember, beautifully done. And Gabby is dead. XERXIA yet again on the back foot, and they find a beautiful fight.
Absolutely. Faces Void there, deciding to once again flex on his enemies, finally using that chrono in like a pretty enabling way. And I thought for a second that Fnatic was going to collapse onto that bottom lane instead, but between the plays from the time walk and the time dilation, I think it was just very hard for them to actually get their cooldowns at the ready.
I just accidentally punched my mic, so I do apologize to the viewers. I can only imagine what happened to their ears. So sorry to you, Kips, as well.
I didn't hear anything, so maybe you're completely safe.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's great if that is the case. Either way, though, Fnatic are still ahead. Though, late game, Faces Void, I wouldn't want to be playing against that. So any favorites in this one currently? Is the second Aegis gonna be good enough for Fnatic to win this one? And can they even get it?
As long as XERXIA plays very carefully with their next Chronosphere, I kind of doubt it.
Let's see what they'll do. Lasso, not going to be coming out. That's the Batrider blink reveal, but Lasso, we all know, very low range. I thought everyone gotten used to it, but Armel, he's just not feeling the bat today.
No, he is not. And JG has said that, you know, if they catch me, I'm dead anyway, so he's building an Aghanim Scepter instead, as another tree is felled. This has just really, really not been his game, has it?
Yeah, Fnatic. They're some huge lumberjacks here, it seems like, and they are able to take him down over and over again 5 times already. Again, it's not XERXIA now that has deep vision, it is Fnatic, so they're taking a page out of XERXIA's book. They might have someone who's watching the game and saying, yo, these guys, they have wards behind the towers, maybe you can try that as well. And we can see it's now them who have just overwhelmingly deep vision that sees everything.
Yep, and XERXIA correctly respects that, and it will most likely cost them their bottom tower, but at least they get to farm up a little bit on the other side of the map while that happens, even though the Faces Void does get kicked out of the enemy jungle. And hey, Karma's here. Maybe with the help of the living armor, this bottom tower might get to stay standing. I would be surprised if Fnatic actually allow it, though.
So it wasn't the Ember who got the Lincolns, as you mentioned, but it was the Faces Void. So Karma, he doesn't get the BKB. He's still deciding to go for it right now, and they will smoke. Was it spotted by this ward? I think not.
I don't think so either. So that means that this is a little bit of a surprise, at least until this mid lane goes in very far.
Fanatics should still know. They have such good vision. Where are XERXIA? You know, they have to be somewhere.
Yeah, so you can see them clustering on the top lane now, far back. just in case somebody comes at them, which is very unlikely at this point. I've seen their outpost get taken, and now KP coming back in as well. We might have a proper 5-on-5 on our hands. BKB finished on Rupido now as well. Ags over on the Ember Spirit. XERXIA definitely want to fight.
Enigma doesn't have a BKB, so it's gonna be hard. Oh, of course, there are already BKB piercing disables, but it would be much easier not to get a Terrorize in your face immediately. We'll see if KP will deal with that one. He's going for an Ether Lens bat as well, and it seems like we are not getting an engagement, Kips.
Oh, but we are getting a pick off on top.
Yes? Haste, JG, dead. Yeah, don't buy a BKB, my friend. You don't need it. And now you're gonna find out that that's not really the case. Enigma trying to stir up some trouble in the mid lane, but overall it's just gonna be pushing out the wave.
Yeah, that is the TA trap with the shards of all things that kills him. Gabby making sure that he really does get punished actively for that choice to not go BKB.
I think that's a reason enough for the two cores of XERXIA to get a BKB. The shard of the TA is too big of a problem for both of them.
Absolutely. They're both completely helpless if they don't have it. And at least Karma is working on it, but the Ember Spirit seems kind of resistant to the idea. He keeps on switching items out. Like I've been watching his quick buy. He really does not know what to get, but none of it has been a BKB so far.
Yeah, it seems like it's a choice not to get a BKB in this game. Jaja, it's a choice to be taken down this game multiple times. DJ might be going down. He does have a 4-step there, and with the demonic cleanse, nothing will stay on him for too long. So many things to purge off. Dark Willow, Ember, Treant, time dilation. Everything is perfect, and the Aghanims is almost done for the Shadow Demon.
Yep, and not to forget here that he gets 3 charges of both. It's not just 3 charges of the Purge and the Break on top of that, but also 3 charges of the Cleanse, which is huge. You can keep your entire team topped up with that.
And you break the Faceless Void, so he cannot bash.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ember Spirit. Nice attempt.
Jonuel, once he gets an Axe, if he gets a Blink Dagger, I'm actually gonna say Fnatic got this, right? They really shouldn't lose a fight. It's gonna come down to if Jonuel can keep his positioning nice. He purchased the Void, he uses the Demonic Cleanse on these guys, and they're all gonna live. There's just no doubt about it.
Yeah, you'd say so, right?
It does look that way.
XERXIA still looking at this problem where the Ember Spirit is just a little bit too scared to make plays right now, and he's sort of got himself to blame for that. I understand that he's concerned about having not enough damage output, and like somebody needs to buy the halberd, yada yada. Rupido is gonna buy the halberd. Just, you know, once you have that Ogre Axe in your inventory, JG, just, you know, listen to the call of the Black King bar. Listen to the peace of mind that you're going to get out of being able to press that panic button.
I guess JG is like, I want to make sure that the TA doesn't do damage, and that will be enough for us to win fights. But I don't know, I'm looking at the Enigma, and the Midnight Pulse is the type of spell that if the fight is long, you still lose.
At least if they can force you to stay in the same area, which is... they
not
are
easy.
very mobile over on XERXIA, yeah.
True. That is true, but then the TA, the halberd will expire, so then she will be able to attack after all that time. So we'll see what happens. TA does have a DD in the bottle, will be using it right now, and the Roche is up, so it's a smoke, straight into Roche, or go for a fight.
I guess you just curve through the enemy triangle, see if you get any pickoffs while you do that. And if no opportunities present themselves, well, you go for the static target.
This Void, level 20, so inside of the Chronosphere, he's gonna be attacking quite a lot. He did go for the Manta, so we'll have some way to remove the size. They found the tree. They really hate this guy. Only one hit from the TA will be enough in the end. It's not gonna be Gabby that gets the kill, but the Treant is dead either way.
That man had a family. How could you?
Yeah, but there's a lot of them, you know. If you look at it, it's trees everywhere. Like, they're not going to be missing the one. The Ember uses the Remnant into the pit. He does have a shard, so he's going to be seeing what's happening there. Let's jump in right now. Jumps to the side. Will get silent stuff for the second. Doesn't have anything to remove it, but the time will allow him to live. Buyback from the Treant. Then Fnatic, they disengage for now.
Oh no! Bad position to walk down.
That's a big Jaunuel has been caught. That is a huge one. They're gonna try to kill the Faceless Void. He does have the Manta. Will get silenced up at the end. You need to kill this Enigma. The Enigma has to die, and she will. Faceless Void jumps to the side. It is gonna be a 2-for-0 currently. DJ is gonna be losing his life there, but then again, so will Bombi. A big fight, just completely on every single side of the map. The TA does have a BKB right now, standing on the ground and fighting, but it's very low. KP coming in, does have a black hole ready, and Ember Spirit will get pulled into nothingness. The light stops in his eyes. Faceless Void jumps in, says, nope, these guys, they are strong. And Gabby, he has survived through all of that, won the fight for his team, and now it's time to go for Roche. Triple kill Armel. I feel like that has happened so many times in this series.
Yes, it has. Even though, especially in the Batrider games, he hasn't actually looked that good. But yeah, as it turns out, Fnatic get a long fight finally. Thanks in part to the fact that they were ready to buy back there, right? Like, and that meant Karma.
Faceless Void? Okay, you don't get that one. That means you die. He has accepted his death. He went for that one. He thought he was gonna get the Aegis of the Immortal, but for Karma, he might actually live through this one, and he will. Gabby. Ooh, didn't have enough.
No, they did not, but you could see exactly how nervous he was there to be going into the TA silence. And that's going to remain a problem.
There is this damage item named Crystallis, which TA has. Okay, now he's gonna have the Daedalus that was in her backpack that might have allowed Gabby to bring down the Faceless Void there. Unfortunately, he was keeping it in the backpack.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have some slots open while you're fighting in the pit, right? I don't exactly know why it was in there, but I imagine that that's one of the reasons.
I think it was panic when the Faceless Void jumped in, just get something to the backpack, and then it was the Crystallis.
Very unfortunate, but hey, you got the Aegis and you maintain it too. The Faceless Void is working on a Skadi, which is, you know, it remains an if this game goes long, if eventually the Faceless Void probably comes out on top, but we're not nearly there yet. And JG keeps on changing his itemizations. Not a halberd anymore. He's back to the original Lincoln's Aeon Disc idea. But frankly, just buy the Aeon Disc then. Just
Kips is confused. Kips is confused, and JG is confused as well. And also, Faceless Void changed his items as well, because he's not gonna be going for a Skadi. It is gonna be a Mjolnir done right now, so the damage output of the Faceless Void is gonna be even higher.
Increased significantly, especially the attack speed works wonders for you. The tree. TJ is wise to your tricks.
Jaja is just, he's just not being left alone by Fnatic. They just want him dead every single time. Bottom lane, I thought that XERXIA were actually ganging up on someone, but they were ganging up onto a small creep camp.
They're holding hands behind their Faceless Void, like there's really not much more you can do at this point in time, especially not with one hero down. Just making sure that he can get out in case there's a Batrider TP that comes in, or an Enigma surprise. So of course, this Enigma has not been very surprising. No blink daggers on him, just pure teamfight items.
Yeah. Does have the Octarine
there they come though.
Mass TPs. They want the Faceless Void. Armel coming forward. Does he have anything to break the Lincolns? They will do it. And now there's the lasso coming to us. He can't see what he's going into, but it's not gonna be anything nice. It's gonna be a world of hurt this time around. He's not gonna be surviving. Gabby, Daedalus, day and night difference to how much damage he does.
It will be very painful. Like the supports had already backed off, but Karma was still dallying. Even after his Ember Spirit had already shown on bot, it was only a matter of time before Fnatic would come for him.
So Rupido has the halberd. He's gonna be the one disarming the TA, taking away her Psyblades. Nice TP out there from the Dark Willow. Will be surviving because Bombi now finally has the shard. So even when they purge off its cursed crown, at least there's gonna be something left on the ground.
There's the swift blink. Gabby is going to be dealing so much damage. That halberd better come out very fast from Rupido.
And he has a Mind Breaker, considering the Ember, again, doesn't have the BKB. It's gonna be a problem. Demonic Cleanse onto the TA, doesn't care. He's gonna be disarmed right now. That is the one that you cannot cleanse away, not purgeable. TA disarmed for a couple of seconds, but he's gonna be fine, already coming back into it.
Ember Spirit preparing to fight and clear some ways with the remnants there. That was a long-range lasso.
A really long-range lasso, but they will stop them there with the overgrowth. Still not gonna be enough. Rupido goes down. He didn't get anything off. No BKB. The Guardian Greaves will already used Gabby. He removes the Cursed Crown. The Brambles will be there, but who the hell cares? He's gonna be completely fine. Faceless Void is back up though, and that is enough of a cue for Fnatic to bail.
Yeah, you do not actually, especially with like your one jumping ability spent there, you do not want to be fighting into Chronosphere and just all standing there in that choke point under the Ember Remnants. No, thank you. They're gonna decline that one and, well, for now. Though that will lead to the Aegis now timing out.
Did you see what item the Faceless Void wants to buy?
That is very interesting. I should have been watching his quick buy instead of the Ember Spirit to like... That better be an Aeon disc. No, he went for a halberd.
Okay.
JG has been so confused. Like, the last thing that I saw was behind the Lincoln Sphere and then the Aeon disc, I saw Blitz Knuckles queued up. And I'm like, what? What's happening?
Attack speed for the Ember. I think he was like, I don't know. He's probably asking his teammates for help as well. Then everyone is saying different items and he doesn't know what to do any longer. I don't know. Maybe at that point you just mute everyone. Do what you think is best. Halberd is gonna be his choice, and we'll see. Disarming the TA, is that gonna be the recipe for success here? Gabby's level 25. I wouldn't want to be on his bad side.
Oh no, absolutely not. He is a terror, and I like. This is good counter itemization, and hopefully it is survivability to be able to take that source of damage out. But at the same time, there is a lot of chain disable available over on the side of Fnatic, and you don't get to press any items while they're hook shotting, lassoing, black holing you down.
Okay, so Karma has had enough of the clockwork initiating for 3k range, and now he can initiate from 2k range with a jump in and a blink. They're gonna go over traps, so XERXIA have been spotted. Fnatic, how did they deal with this? Well, of course, they killed the Treant Protector. Yeah.
A willing sacrifice.
Yeah, a couple of seconds of silence there for Jaja. Just kidding,
they had
we can't
one
do
shot
that.
there. No.
Yeah.
Action will in fact continue. Maybe they would have had a shot there if Rupido finished out the entirety of his charge there, but...
The Faceless Void lifted his arms there, but decides not to go for a chrono. And, like, I'm really happy he did not do it there, because there was a Shadow Demon right behind the Enigma. But, talk to me in this one. Does the Faceless Void maybe get the 140 Chronosphere AoE just so that the Shadow Demon cannot save people?
Yeah, I do think that is the best option here, and you're going to be counting on the itemization of your allies to help you out in the fight versus the TA. The Chrono AoE is going to do so much for you. There's not actually that much range on any of the heroes of Fnatic. They're all going to be playing pretty close together, and that is the reason that we've already seen a couple of 2-hero, including ones with the Shadow Demon in it, Chronos.
Batrider has an Aeon disc that he can assemble. The Faceless Void wants the Nullifier just because of those Aeon discs. He understands the dangers of his Chrono being countered. Aghanims on DJ. The rockets are flying through. And also attack speed inside of the hook shot. The AoE hook shot. This is becoming tough for XERXIA. Fnatic's 20k gold lead is really going to come into play.
Yep, and it's not just on that TA, it's on everybody, and that means that everybody's toolkits have been expanded. Clockwork, between the Blade Mill, Force Staff, Aghanims, this is actually very hard to bring him down. And he's going to be adding so much to these fights.
We are going to be seeing a third row sheer come out. Fnatic are in such a good position to claim it, and XERXIA, they are not leaving their base. They are not saving up for buybacks, it seems. Actually, though, they have buybacks on 2 of their cores, so maybe, just maybe, they can fight this row. Leaving it to a Fnatic, it's going to be very, very risky.
And Karma is playing around with his freshly bought Blink Dagger. Time walk out, blink in, pop that time dilation, and just time walk all the way back.
XERXIA are being bombed here by the artillery coming out from the clockwork. He has definitely developed those rockets, and XERXIA, they can't deal well with it. They need to wait. They need a new mouse. Everything has been destroyed, it seems like, by Fnatic. And the third Roche is looking very much dead. Kips, it has an Aghanim Scepter. At least it's not a double black hole.
Yeah, I do actually think that XERXIA have to really thank Gaben that is indeed not a double black hole, but the Aghanim Scepter might just be bad enough. Like,
at TA, least, right?
Yeah, TA. I was just checking, and Jonoel doesn't, of course, need it anymore. The Batrider, what's it going to do for him? Both of the supports have it, so I'm sure it's going to be TA. We're going to see the Psionic projection, and with that, it will be even easier for Fnatic to mop up all these side lanes. The Batrider has been on top of that, but now the TA can do it as well, which means that you can actually keep your Bat and the threat that it gives you off map. XERXIA have to play even more careful once that's out.
So we're not going to be seeing a double lasso.
I sound so disappointed.
Yeah, how does it work if you have a Lincoln Sphere and you're the second target? It doesn't help, right?
I don't think so, because you didn't get targeted, but frankly, I don't know. I'm very curious if we'd get to see that.
It shouldn't work, but Dota consistency might strike again, so my analyst is not certain, and I can understand why that is the case. I am pretty sure it doesn't, but you know, if my life was on the line, that would be the answer I'd give you. But I'm not 100% certain that it's the case.
Yeah, we might just both be dead. Yeah, Schrodinger's casters.
Hopefully that's not gonna be happening. Gabby, he does get the Aghanim, so the Psionic projection is there. He can be anywhere he wants to. Already today we did see a Nature's Prophet be everywhere on the map. Didn't really do much for him in terms of winning that game. But let's see if it's gonna do enough for the TA. Considering the 26k gold lead, she's on a good path to do so.
Man, Karma's changed his mind again as well. He's got the Scotty queued up again. I really appreciated him going into the anti-Aeon Disc item. The nullifier. So I'm kind of hoping that he changes his mind back again. Wouldn't be the first time, I might add.
Yeah. Nor the second, nor the third. Him and JG, they're having a crisis. You know, a mid-game crisis here for the Faceless Void and the Ember Spirit for sure.
Absolutely. It's like, you know, do I want to like actually buy, you know, food for my kids, or do I want to buy a sports car? Oh.
That's not really a crisis, to be honest. It's really apparent which one everybody should choose. Yeah, but Fnatic, smoke up, Batrider trying to find an opening, Karma hiding it behind the Trickster's cloak, and he will get himself off. Fnatic don't get the jump.
Yeah, with this DD on the TA, you really don't want to be on the receiving end.
You're gonna put a Curse Crown. Well played. You are the queen, and she does not accept her coronation. We'll remove that one. Jump in from the Faceless Void. Immediate jump out. There is gonna be a halberd usage there, but even disarmed, she does get the tower down.
They're waiting for an opportunity to get any of the backliners, both sides. Angling. Fishing.
Carmel in the trees. He's gonna find the Primal Beast, and there it is. He has fished, but there's gonna be a big lizard that he finds. A dinosaur in the back lines. The Black Hole not gonna be catching up to the Faceless Void. Karma, he finishes off the Shadow Demon, but he buy back immediately. It's gonna take some time before he's back. TA is gonna be feared there. Doesn't have a BKB, doesn't have her life, but she's gonna have another one there. Bashes onto the Batrider. He has the A on this. He's gonna be popping it right now. The Curse Crown, though, will be connecting onto him, and the cogs are gonna be big there, but still, inside of the cogs, he's gonna be trapped with a Primal Beast, with an Ember as well. To the side, they're trying to save down Gabby, but it's not gonna be happening. And now the chase is on. Who does damage? No one. Fnatic are gone. You just killed the Shadow Demon inside of the Chroro, and it's gonna be XERXIA all the way. Come here, Jonuel. We know you bought back. We know, and we have a little bit more pain for you.
Oh yeah, that Blink Dagger from the Faceless Void enabling him to get so far onto the backlines that even if he can't reach him with that Black Hole, that was absolutely beautiful. And in the meantime, the TA is trying to, do the same, kill the backliners in the enemy base, but she just gets dodged out. And that is so much time, so much DPS wasted on absolutely nobody while her teammates are dying.
Albert's coming into play, and Fnatic, they've resorted to some, under the belt hits there, because they're gonna be going for cyber attacks here on top of XERXIA, because as soon as they win a fight, bam, internet not working, lag, a little bit too convenient there.
You know what they really should be having, though? They should be having the Vessel on voice lines. Like, he disconnected. I've been missing those. Where are they?
Yeah, they're not fun here. They're spamming their hero voice lines here.
I want to disconnect it, and like Team Liquid. I wouldn't want to say that I'm the best player, but also very good.
True. That is true. And for this game in particular, from our colleague, considering there's a lot of heroes that put fire on the ground, burn, baby, burn. The Panda and his metalhead ways. So, anyways, Clockwork, he will fly away, but XERXIA, they're gonna be dealing with things that cannot move, and that's gonna be the towers, and Karma jumps in. There is no buyback on the Enigma, needs 350 gold. So XERXIA, they feel confident going forward, but they might not know this.
They might not notice, indeed. They might not know that the TA has any ways of dealing with it. Karma just goes fishing himself. So, can I see anybody if I blink forward here?
Carmel buyback. He gets jumped on. And this pop still has the BKB. Yeah, that's a big one. The demonic cleanse is there, so Armel will be healed up to almost full after it. Does XERXIA continue?
That feels like a really big risk here. I mean, maybe they are pretty sure that the Enigma doesn't have buyback.
Armel getting jumped on again. Demonic cleanse. I think they wanted that glyph. It's time to get out. That is big. Yes. The gold lead was 20,000. Now it's gonna be halved. So XERXIA still in the game.
Absolutely, and a lot of spells missed there from Fnatic as well. Hook shot not available on the chase. Armel. Yeah, that's gonna be your Aeon Disc pop. That feels pretty bad for a Batrider who's otherwise just going to get clubbed into the ground.
Okay, Kips, I need a explanation for this one. Why does an Ember have an Orchid?
Listen, man, I've been watching JG this entire game, and it's been like changing again and again. This Orchid has popped up now and then. I thought it was one of the ones that he would, change out of again. He has, and now he's queued up to BKB, like the...
Orchid really doesn't make sense to me, because there's a demonic cleanse that's gonna be onto 3 heroes, so I'm very much against that item choice. But here's the deal. So taking weapons away from the TA, that will make her mad, but giving her a beautiful flower?
But she's already been rejecting crowns, right? Like, what hope does a flower stand if she's already saying, nah, I don't actually need to be the queen? Okay.
Would you rather take a crown over flowers? Anyways, Chrono gonna be onto the Enigma. KP in trouble. He doesn't have a buyback. That's gonna be a big one, but the disruption does save him. And he has the BKB. He has the Guardian Greaves, but he doesn't use the BKB. And that's why he'll get smashed into the ground. No black hole will be coming out into that fight. In the backlines, the Ember has been caught. He cannot move. He can't get out of the cogs. He has been rooted there by the Clockwork level 20. And Armel will be going down. That's a dieback. That is a huge thing. Jaunuel, that's gonna be a dieback as well. XERXIA staying in this game and actually winning it currently. Roche is not up, but this is an open mid lane and maybe even more than just one lane of racks for XERXIA.
Absolutely, and Gabby there actually jumped to a trap that was way too close and nearly got himself killed anyway. He's going to start cutting his wave now, but he doesn't have more traps at the ready for the mid wave. It's just, come on, Greaves, exactly, good job, Rupido. Greaves your wave. It needs to be alive under this bombardment.
But look at this. Also, Gabby is going to be doing the best he can. My teammates are not really doing too well, but I'll at least go for the Raxes, even through the living armor. He'll take it down. But who's going to be saving your tier 4s? Who's going to be saving your throne? Is the defense of the Ancients. Fnatic, do they know which game they're playing? Refresher onto the Faceless Void. He has another Chrono to fight with. He can use it on KP if he wants to, but he jumps into the black hole. You didn't want to do that. They didn't kill the TA though, so she's not going to be doing the damage, going for bombing, finishing him off, but Chrono finally comes out. You just... No, actually, he's not inside of the chrono. He's just being bashed in, or was he? I don't know what that animation was. Now with the Ghost Scepter, he's keeping himself alive. He has been disarmed. He cannot attack, but Karma can. Silence up into the fountain, but look at the backtrack go. He's just turning back time to where he has not been attacked. Again, going for the tower, but they don't have creeps. The backdoor protection is going to be kicking in fairly soon. They have another wave coming in, though, and let's see if they can end this one. No, backdoor protection kicks in. XERXIA want to get themselves out.
I need to be very careful here now that this Clockwork does not get a hook shot in.
You mean just like what he did right now, Rupido inside of the cogs? He has been leashing. Does have the BKB to get himself away. Now decides, let's go in. They'll get the silence. That's what you use the Orchid. You cannot cleanse yourself. Karma gonna be silenced up. He is healed up as well with the Trickster's Cloak. He'll be fine. Very hard to get a hit on this Faceless Void. 3.3k HP, 45 armor, and you cannot even touch him. Blink out from JG. Actually, that was a flicker. JG is gonna be fine because of that one. Lincoln's broken. He gets himself out. Nicely done there by Karma to protect his body. What a Lincoln's usage just in time before the lasso comes in. Now Karma jumps in, jumps out. Time dilation there, keeping Fnatic on their feet. The Gabby goes on to Rupido. There is gonna be a pulverize, but another hook shot coming through. Now the Faceless Void. He has been caught. He doesn't have a way to get out of this one. He needs to walk himself out. He has been silenced. He has been leashed, but he will jump himself away. Turn back time to a place where he was still healthy. Now goes forward. Enigma will get silenced up. No demonic cleanses right now. The hero is that Jaja will be going down. Something that we're seeing a lot in this game, but he does buy back. He wants another round. Ember Spirit inside of the cost. Can he get out of that one? He has been leashed, and with the TA coming in, he is gonna be trapped until he dies. KP, very bad if he does go down, but he'll go for the black hole. Immediately canceled out. Can they bring this Faceless Void down? It's not easy. The Lotus Orb is protecting him. He is fine. The Curse Crown connecting onto the back. He can't do much, and now Gabby has been caught without the BKB. The Bedlam is crushing him. Bombi gets the kill, and Armel, you're gonna be inactive. It's over for Fnatic. We're gonna put a crown on your head, and then this means it is a regicide. Fnatic, they lose 4 of their heroes. None of them have buybacks. It is over, Kips. XERXIA going through Fnatic to the lower bracket here.
Oh my lord! That entire fight, I was like, they're not focusing the Faceless Void. Surely at some point, like, he's going to start killing them all. But it was never really the Void that got all the damage in. Like, not the kills at least. It was the endless onslaught of abilities coming out from XERXIA, spending all of those buybacks. And Fnatic, I mean, they gave it their best bloody shot, but that... I don't even know what to say about that anymore. I'm lost for words.
So let's look at some of the stats here. Really, I think the Blink Dagger from Karma, that was the winning item, right? But I also wanted to touch upon the fact of... can you even kill the Faceless Void? He has Backtrack and he has the Trickster's Cloak. That's effectively like 40% miss chance that you have on him. How do you even kill him?
I don't know, and I think it's very rightful that they didn't even try there. Like, you have the dieback that you can force out on the Ember, which was... I thought for sure that XERXIA was going to go down there, but then the casualties on the support side start mounting up. And if they leave Karma alone, right? And he does not actually deal that much damage. He's mostly itemized into survivability. And they did that perfectly, but I guess they just didn't get enough damage out themselves. And the fact that, especially the buyback from Jaja there, right? He has been useless all game. He hasn't done anything apart from die, try to keep up some armor here and there. And then at the last possible moment, he saves 2 of his teammates from a black hole from KP. And I was like, that's what they got him that Blink Dagger for that one play.
Yeah, that is the one play that he needed to make. Before that one, he was just dying. And in the end, he made it happen. Kips, tell me this thing. Did Fnatic drop the ball in that game? Did they have it in their grasp and lost? Or was it XERXIA who just played it perfectly in a bad situation?
I don't even want to call XERXIA's play perfect. Like, some of their itemization was clearly... They were clearly in disarray. They could have played things faster, tighter, smoother. But ultimately, I do think that their lineup just had a bunch of benefits over Fnatic, especially where, you know, the range and the disables were considered. And Fnatic was always going to have to play tight together, only have one damage source in Gabby, and that just limited them too much in the end.
So that's gonna be it for today, Kips. Thank you for joining me, guys. Just to remind you, today we had 2 series. One was Talon versus eHome. Talon won that one 2-1, but they were pretty dominant in games 2 and 3. And here, Fnatic versus XERXIA, very close, very tight. In the end, XERXIA are gonna be coming out on top with a result of 2-1. Tomorrow, we're gonna have 2 series for you. It's not gonna be me and Kips casting it. You're gonna be in the capable hands of Bluescale and Automo, and you're gonna be watching Blacklist International versus Spawn Team, and then you will go into Boom Esports versus Polaris. Tomorrow as well, no one is gonna be eliminated. It is gonna be upper bracket series being played. But with that being said, we end today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. We definitely did. We saw great Dota, and we'll see you all tomorrow for even more of it here at the BTS Pro Series Season 14 Southeast Asia.